Go.
Hey, what's up? This is Alejandro.
And I'm Jocelyn, and we're Seqouia High School students.
And we're here at the Stanford University
for the L.E.A.D Symposium, interviewing movers, shakers, and thinkers of tomorrow.
My name is Crystal Hill.
Deb Delisle.
I'm Steve Robinson.
Matt Pasternak.
I'm the Executive Director of Elementary Education and Federal Programs with the Mooresville Graded School District.
I'm the Assistant Secretary for Elementary and Secondary Programs at the United States Department of Education.
I work at the White House on the Domestic Policy Council. I work on education issues, K-12 education, and science and math education.
I run business development for Clever, which is a relatively new startup that is building a data layer across K-12 education.
We're at a conference at the L.E.A.D conference today, thinking about the effective use of technology in education.
We're thinking a lot about how technology can be useful to kids, how we can move forward with this in classrooms across America.
One of the biggest dreams that I have is that we totally erase all of the boundaries of learning as we know them right now. So that's to get rid of classroom doors and walls as we know them, and really think very strategically about how we make learning 24/7.
We have moved away from the traditional lecture, again where the teacher says open up, read. The teacher gives a lecture and the students answer questions. Very boring, not engaging, not relevant, not meaningful.
All of our middle school students and our high school students received a Mac laptop, and it was just amazing to me how kids really tapped into things that were of interest to them.
Now any student with a smartphone has all the information available to everyone in the world.
We provide a one-to-one laptop for every student in grades 3rd through 12th grade.
For several years, there's been a really giant problem, basically, when schools want to work with any sort of outside learning provider. It's very important that the data the online learning providers have matches the school's data about which students are actually in the school. So what we do is we make it really, really easy for schools to safely and securely and very simply share that data between the school and the online learning provider.
When we used the iPads in our EC classrooms, it was amazing to see how engaged those students became and how focused and on task they were. And it was great to see them meet their IEP objectives using that iPad. So it's very effective.
You know, one sort of fear or risk of technology is that suddenly every kid is kind of just sitting, staring at a computer all day and, you know, is kind of atomized, individualized, and not able to talk to their peers.
We have to think really carefully and thoughtfully about how to make sure that we're allowing kids to use all the power to learn.
And to do it in a way that's even accessible to relatively more novice teachers. So it's not just the few lucky kids who have, you know, a world, you know, the best possible teacher who get to take advantage of that.
I just think of kids just being such active learners that if they really understand that an educator respects what they know, what they're interested in, it just kind of furthers and deepens their ability to learn at greater capacity.
To where the students are involved in creating and learning. Instead of just learning about something, they're taking what they've learned, their prior experiences, they're constructing their meeting to develop a new project. So that's why I'm really excited about what you guys are doing on the bus. It's what we're teaching our students to do in school every day.
I'm just really intrigued by this whole notion of technology, and I just really feel that if we A, absolutely believe in our kids, and then B, we want the best opportunities for all kids, not just the ones who have access to the equipment at this moment in time, I think we're going to be better off as a country and certainly better off as global citizens.
As a teacher, you know, when all the kids are just using paper and pencil and you're teaching, whether you're at the board or you're working in small groups, you know, one of your hardest challenges as a teacher is to differentiate, which means to teach sort of different levels of rigor to different students.
In the world of policy, oftentimes I think the question is, technology is moving so quickly, how do we make sure that policy is not left behind? The sorts of discussions that we'll be having today at this conference will really help with this. I think that people are really becoming much more aware of it and thinking about how to harness it.
And so when you have the ability to use software and, you know, this student can learn at this speed and this student is further ahead here, and then, you know, to then take the data from where those different kids are and find opportunities for them to work together to share sort of the different skills they have, that's something that really only kind of a basic technology platform can enable.
The effects on student achievement has been phenomenal. Our scholarships earned has been a little under $1 million 6 years ago to over $2.6 million this past school year. So we're very excited on the effect that it's having on our students.
The challenge, and this is something Secretary Duncan has often talked about, is how to change the role of the federal government in education from just being there for compliance reviews and following the rules, as opposed to how do we highlight innovation, How do we learn from innovation? How do we tap it? And how do we move forward together?